If you feel like growing on YouTube is the hardest thing that you ever tried to do, well, this video is for you, because by the end of it, you're gonna know the 3 things that you need to be doing to make growing on YouTube easy. In fact, these 3 things helped me get over 50 million views, over 725 subscribers, and I've been able to make millions of dollars from my YouTube channel, and I'm making this video so that you can do the same exact thing. I'm holding absolutely nothing back. I'm gonna share with you everything that you need to do, but I will warn you, if you skip just one step in this video, or if you do these 3 steps out of order, it's going to be the reason that you continue to fail on YouTube. And now you're making that choice, because I am literally going to break this down for you from start to finish, exactly how you should be creating your content so that you can increase your views, increase your subscribers, and ultimately make a business out of YouTube. And to prove to you that it's easier to grow on YouTube than ever before, I want to show you something, because this has never ever happened before. I've been on YouTube for the last 5 years, and it has never worked like this until very recently. If I come to my homepage on YouTube, look at this guy right here. If I look at him, he's showing up on my homepage in the top 6 videos. And if we go over to his channel and then click on here, he's got 47 subscribers. YouTube is pushing out one of his posts because he did something that highlights the 3 core things that I'm going to share with you in this video. And on top of that, if we scroll down, you're going to see a bunch of other people in the same position, like this creator right here, who again has 136 subscribers. They are showing up on my homepage, and I do not even engage with content similar to this, but YouTube thinks that this is something I'm going to want to watch because they did the 3 things I'm going to share with you in this video right. The first thing that you need to know is you need to know what your niche is, you need to know who your competitors are, and you need to know what your audience is actually searching for. If you don't know those 3 things, you should never create a video on YouTube, because you're not going to know what length to use, what format to use, what title to use, what thumbnail to use, or whether you should upload shorts. Those are the 3 things that you first need to figure out. And you should start with what your niche is. In terms of your niche, you need to be doing something that you're going to be passionate about. I'm going to make myself a little bit bigger here because I'm not going to show you anything on the screen right now. When it comes to actually choosing something you're passionate about, I chose how to grow on TikTok, how to grow on Instagram, how to grow on YouTube, because I used to work in advertising and I hated my job. But I knew that I could make a lot of money talking about this stuff on the internet instead of getting paid $60,000 a year working at my job. Now, you might not want to take your job and do that thing. Maybe it's a hobby, maybe it's soccer, maybe it's football, maybe it's anything, but you need to know exactly what you're going to be creating content for. So the way that I want to highlight this for you, exactly how you can find your competitors, I want to come over here and I want to take a random client that I'm currently working with. For example, this creator right here is doing slot machine content. So if we pull them up, I'm going to pull up their channel, 23,000 subscribers. They're uploading long form content. They're doing lives. They're doing shorts. And essentially what we're going to do is, for the sake of this video, we're going to take this, and this is going to be the niche that we're talking about, because it's a very small niche. So it's probably relatable to a lot of you, but it doesn't matter what niche you're in. This is the exact process you should go through. Even if you've done this before, I want you to do it again, because I bet you're going to find new things. So their actual niche is going to be slot machines. So I am going to type in playing slots here. And then what I'm going to do is try to find all the different competitors. Now, if you have vidIQ, which by the way, you can get started with vidIQ for $1 for 30 days at the pinned comment below. That's all I'm going to mention about that, but you will see that it's incredibly useful for this process. If you have vidIQ, if you scroll down here, it is going to show you the top channels for the search term, which makes our job 100 times easier if you actually have that. So I'm going to put all of these in separate tabs, but I'm also going to try to find other people. So we have Vegas Matt here, who is one of those top channels. We have Leslie Slots here. We have Ruby Slots here. We also have Lady Luck, and then we have Casbury Gaming, and then we have Pomsey Slots. So as you can see from here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you might think that this means that this is a crowded niche, but that is not what that means. What this means is there is a lot of opportunity here. And if you have no competition for what you're posting about, you're going to need to have the next thing that I mentioned, but you need to hang on a second in order for us to get there. So what we're going to want to do is make sure, go through this and make sure that all these people are still uploading content, and that they're people that you're going to want to be like, aka getting the views that you want. So 20,000 views, 50,000 views, sure. I'm sure she'd be fine if she got this many views. This person, 3.8, 58K, 56K, again, going to be great. This person right here, he's the biggest in the niche, so he's getting hundreds of thousands of views. This creator, 28K, 26K, great. This creator, 20K, 22K, great. Now I'm actually gonna stop right there because I feel like we have enough competitors here. But what you need to do now, if you don't have any competitors, you actually need to come over to vidIQ and you need to use vidIQ. So you're gonna wanna come over here, not to here, but to vidIQ.com. And from here, you're gonna wanna log in, and what you're gonna wanna do is figure out what your audience is actually searching for. Because if you have competition, we can look at their posts to see what is working within your niche. But if you don't have that, that's totally fine, so long as people are searching for things related to your niche. For example, when I first got started on YouTube, I was uploading about how to grow on TikTok. And at the time, nobody else was uploading related to that on YouTube. But guess what? People were coming to YouTube and searching for the best time to post on TikTok, the best hashtags to use on TikTok, how the TikTok algorithm works, and a bunch of other things related to TikTok. So I was able to rank for search for those terms. So even though it wasn't proven out that people were interested in my niche because there were other big channels on YouTube, I did know that people were going to be coming to YouTube to do searches for those things. And again, if you don't have that, you don't have a niche. If you don't have competitors, you don't have a niche, and you need to reset and figure out what your niche is. So once we're inside of vidIQ right here, we want to go under keywords. And from here, what did I type in over here? I think I did playing slots. So I'm going to do this over here, and then I'm going to search for this under keywords. And what this is going to do is it's going to give me a list of a bunch of different related keywords. For example, high limit slots, just slot, live action, Vegas Matt. Again, he's huge within this niche. He is making this niche so much bigger. And if we scroll down, we're going to see a bunch of other ones. But essentially what we want to do is we want to be able to view all these terms. I would copy and paste all this, and I would put this in an Excel spreadsheet. And you want to be able to filter it by the highest volume. But essentially, you're going to be able to figure out what kind of content you should be creating by going and looking and seeing what kind of content was made under the videos that were created here. vidIQ makes this incredibly easy. So if we go by search volume here, we're going to go for some of the highest, playing slot machines reaction. If we click on this, we're also going to see related keywords. We're going to see questions and matching terms if there are things related to that. If not, we're going to come down here and you're going to be able to see all the trending videos under here. And again, this will show you who your competitors are if you couldn't find anybody. So we've gone through, we've done core part number one, which is, are people actually interested in the content I'm going to be making? If you cannot prove that, well then please, I would just find a new thing, because YouTube isn't going to work for you. Because here's how the YouTube algorithm actually works. One of two things needs to happen for somebody to view your content. Either one, they need to have viewed content similar to the content that you're creating somewhere in the past so that YouTube knows to recommend that content to people, or people need to be searching for whatever you're talking about. If one of those things or both of those things aren't true, it's the reason you're getting zero reach right now on YouTube. You need to go back to step number one, and you need to figure out a different niche or something else that people are going to be interested in. But for now, we need to go through how you can actually come up with good video topics and make sure that people click on your videos so you get more subscribers, you get more views, and ultimately you're able to make some money from YouTube. Okay. So now what we need to do, you know what kind of content you're going to be creating, you need to come through and actually come up with some content ideas. And the best way for you to do this is to have some notes. So I'm going to take this note, I think I double click, perfect. This is going to have my notes right here. I'm going to have this in the top right hand corner. And there are two ways for you to come up with video ideas. Either one, you could just come up with random video ideas. For example, I'm going to jot a few down here. Playing slot machines on a cruise. I'm going to put playing $1,000 slot machine spins and seeing how long $5 lasts at the casino. So those are just a couple random ideas that I have. But I want you to take away from this, and we're going to go through and actually prove whether or not these ideas are good. But first, I'm going to share with you how to actually get some good ideas besides you just coming up with some random crap. So what you can do here, again, if you have vidIQ, you can click right here and click view trending videos. And this is going to show you what videos from this creator are trending. And you're going to be able to take away a few different things here. 1, what format is trending for him? 2, what lengths are trending from him? And 3, how long it actually takes his videos to get a lot of views. For example, one thing that you'll notice here out of these top 6 videos is that this video is a year old, this video is 7 months old, this video is 8 months old. What does that mean? It took a long time for these videos to get a lot of views, and they still get a lot of views. So if they didn't go viral in the first 30 minutes, that doesn't mean that your video was bad. But what you want to do is basically go through and you want to do this for all of these different creators. And again, what we're seeing here, a month old, 2 months old, a month old, and this shows that this content takes a long time to go viral. But what else do we see? see that 3 of these videos were hours long. So again, you're gonna find out different things about your niche, and you need to be a student of your niche. You need to be looking at exactly what videos are getting views, etc., so that you can actually prove out what kind of content you should be creating on YouTube. So you'd want to go and do this for all these different competitors. You're going to want to put this in your notes, and this is going to determine whether or not you're going to create these pieces of content. And these are basically going to be content ideas. And no, I'm not telling you to copy these other people in your niche. I'm simply saying that if you don't create content similar to this, then going back to how the YouTube algorithm works, YouTube isn't going to know who to show your content to. And this comes down to the length, to the title, to the format, a bunch of things. So some of these bad ideas that I have right here. The way that you actually prove out whether or not your idea is good, I want you to come and do a search for it. So I'm going to come over here, playing $1,000 slot spins. And what we're going to see is that a bunch of videos have done really good around this. 1.3 million views, 13,000 views, 10,000 views. So this is good. This was actually a good idea. So if I come down here, see how long $5 lasts at the casino, we're going to see that this one start at $5, win $1,200. This could be a good video idea, but this is actually a totally different topic. And if I keep scrolling down, this video on shorts flopped. This video flopped. This video flopped. And all the other videos actually have nothing to do with what that idea is. So what does that tell me? That my idea was crap. If somebody else hasn't done the idea and it's worked, it's probably a bad idea. I wouldn't even stick with it. Now again, to really outline this and drive this home, I wanted to show you 2 different examples from other niches. The first one is going to be a lawyer, and the second one is going to be this channel right here. Essentially, they do relationship advice for interracial couples. So I want us to actually go and examine one of their videos and try to figure out why it didn't work. So if we watch this video right here, 5 difficult truths about long distance and cultural dating. If I go and type this in, I'm going to open up a new window here. I'm going to go in, I'm going to type this in, and what am I going to find? That their video shows number 1, which you think would be a good thing, but it's been 2 weeks, they've gotten 43 views, so obviously nobody is actually searching for this. So a better way for you to be able to position this based off of how these different searches are coming up is why long distance relationships aren't real. So what does that make me think? It makes me think why long distance relationships don't work. And then what we'll see here is this video right here got 300,000 views versus the 43 views that they got. Why? Because the positioning is different. The idea is different. The idea was actually kind of similar, but we needed to change it a little bit to make it real for YouTube. And the other thing that you'll find is that the title and the thumbnail on this video are actually really, really good. For example, why long distance relationships don't work, and then it has in parentheses 95% of the time. Well, guess what? That makes the viewer think, and it makes me think, well, what about the other 5%? Maybe he's going to mention that in this video, and that's exactly what he says in the thumbnail. Long distance relationships need these 2 things. Again, making me curious, what are those 2 things? And that's why I'm actually going to go click on that video. Versus their thing right here, which is the 5 difficult truths about long distance and cultural dating, which tells me none of that. It has no psychological trigger, and basically I have no reason to actually click on this video, which brings me to this point, which is that you need a reason for people to click on your video, and that reason needs to come in the title, needs to come in the thumbnail, and those 2 things shouldn't be repeating each other, but instead they should be working together to get the viewer to wonder why they should actually click on the video. Now, something I want you to note here, we've gone through and done all this research over 10 or 12 minutes, and notice I haven't even spoken about actually creating your video, and there's a reason for that. Because if somebody is going to watch your video, first, they need to discover your video. Secondly, they need to click on your title and thumbnail. I'm going to share with you how to get that to happen in just a second, but ultimately, what you need to understand is that your idea and your packaging are by far more important than the actual video that you're creating. The video, yes, needs to be good, but if nobody finds your video, well, guess what? Then you're gonna have some really good thing hidden in the closet in your bedroom. Nobody's ever gonna hear about it, and that's probably why you're not getting views right now, because you totally messed up the beginning work before you actually go and create a YouTube video. In fact, I do phone calls with YouTubers all the time, and 99% of them should be spending 80% of their time on their idea, their packaging, their thumbnail, their title, and it actually has nothing to do with what their video looks like. Now, if we come over to Robert King Law right here, we're going to see something very similar here. So if we scroll down here, we're going to click on this video that didn't do too well on their channel. Breaking. Judge rules on request to dismiss social media lawsuits. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come over to YouTube.
Then I do a search for this. What are we going to find? We're going to find their video. Under that, we find another video that got 182 views. Another video that got 600 views. Another video that got 200 views. So guess what they shouldn't have done? Invested their time actually creating this video. Why not? Because clearly this topic isn't something that people want to see, which is why everybody else that tried it didn't get views. Instead of you going down the path of doing something that nobody wants to see, well, please just go and look it up on YouTube and you're going to see whether or not anybody wants to see it. If not, you're going to see the other pieces of content that you have to actually compete against. And on top of that, what you're going to see is how you can create a better title, you can create a better thumbnail, and ultimately what length your video needs to be. Because if we're going to create a video about something that is very competitive, for example, the YouTube algorithm, well, guess what? You're going to want to know how long these other videos are. Like how this video is 10 minutes long, this video is 14 minutes long, and this video is 10 minutes long, and this one's also 9 minutes long. So guess what? Your piece of content should probably be between 10 minutes long and 14 minutes long, because that's what's actually working here. And the other thing that you can do is you need to understand the format and why people actually watch these videos. So if we click into this video right here and we come down here, show transcript. This is a hack that I would strongly suggest that you do. So at this point, you already know exactly what your niche is. You already know what kind of content you're going to be creating. And now you figured out how you can come up with a bunch of different content ideas, but you still haven't actually created your video. You actually know how to make a good title, how to make a good thumbnail, how the packaging of your piece of content should be good so that your ideal audience is going to click on it. But from here, we need to go into actually creating the piece of content. There are several things I want you to take note of. One, are you competing against faceless channels? Or are you competing against people showing their face? If you're competing against people showing their face, you should probably also be showing your face. It's okay to make a faceless channel, but for a lot of different things, people are gonna want you to show your face. For example, if you're talking about real estate, or you're talking about finance, or you're talking about something really serious, people want you to show your face. In fact, I bet you wouldn't watch this video if I was doing this faceless, because you wanna be able to point at me and say, Rob said this, and it didn't work. Well, guess what? People want to do the same exact thing to you, so you need to actually determine whether you're going to do faceless content or not faceless content. But that's kind of besides the point. That was just a little rant that I wanted to go on. Instead, what I want to do now is I want to come over here and I want to take this transcript. And essentially what I want to do is I'm going to move myself out of the way. I'm going to get rid of these timestamps here. And you want to do this for all of your competitors' videos so that you can understand how they actually work. So I'm going to come over to my notes right here. I'm going to type in transcript, and this should pull up this prompt that I have right here. I'm going to leave this on the screen for a second. If you want to take a screenshot of it, then go ahead and do that. But otherwise, I'm going to take this right here and I'm going to type this in the ChatGPT. And essentially what this is going to do is this is going to prompt ChatGPT to become a script analyzer. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the script here, and this is the script of this actual video. And by the way, you can do this with shorts also. If we come to a short quick, I'll show you how to do that. Boom, we're going to click one of these shorts. And then what you want to do is change shorts to watch up here. And this will also show you the length of the short, which again is incredibly important. I would think about shorts, long form the same exact way. You want to be able to determine whether it's shorts or long form you should be making, but nevertheless, you can find the same exact thing when it comes to shorts content. You could come down here, show transcript, and this is going to show you the transcript. This is like a really whacked up video with really bad sound. I don't know if you've seen this before, but it's a pretty funny meme. But that's why this transcript shows all jacked up here. But nevertheless, that's how you get the transcript. So we're going to come over here and we're going to copy this transcript. We're going to come all the way down. Boom. We're going to give this to ChatGPT. And what this is going to do now is it's going to analyze the script. And basically what this is going to do is go through and show us how the video actually works. And what I would do is I would open up a Word document and I would toss this in here. So if we're going to come over here, I'm going to open up a random Word document here, and I'm going to take this. So we have this, boom, boom, boom. And this is the basic outline of the script. We're going to paste this in here. I don't like that. We're going to do paste without formatting. We're going to format this a little bit. This is a steak, topic of steaks, topic of the hook, general structure of the hook. Blah, blah, blah. So you guys get the point. I would go through, I would do all of this, second topic, blah, blah, blah. So you want to go through and you want to be able to actually study this and see what was the format that they used. And what you could actually do is get rid of all this and you can swap all of this out. And this is how you're going to come up with a really great script. Instead of sitting down with a blank page like this, having no idea what you should do, you should be starting with your competitors' scripts, using this prompt, getting them to break it down, and then you're going to be able to build off that. So at least you'll be building in the right direction, because I see so many content creators give me a script, or I watch their script after they made a video and it's absolute crap. It is clear that they started with nothing. And the other thing that you can't do is just come to ChatGPT and say, give me a script about the YouTube algorithm. You can't do this because it's going to give you this absolute nonsense. Well, actually, now it's going to give us a pretty good script here because it's going based off of this. But if I open this up right here, give me a script for a YouTube video about the YouTube algorithm. This is garbage. But if we come into this other one, it just gave me a pretty good one because it learned from this other thing that we were doing here. So now what you can do is go through and do this for several of your competitors' videos, and you need to understand the actual structure of what they do. In fact, this should be something that you're studying. And I want to give you a pro tip here. When you actually go to record your content, and I have an editor that's been going through doing this. I don't know if you've noticed this in my videos, but typically my videos are actually recorded in 15 to 60 second clips. It allows me to control my tone of voice better. And the same exact thing actually happens in conversation. Typically in a conversation, you talk for 15 seconds, somebody else talks. You talk, they talk. And what that does is allows you to reset your emotions, reset your tone of voice and what your voice actually sounds like so that you can be more charismatic. And you need to do that same exact thing so that it comes across on camera. So now that you've gone through, you have your niche, you know what kind of stuff your audience is interested in, you know how you're going to compete against everybody else, and now you've done some studying of their posts so that you're actually able to create a good video. Now I want you to keep creating content, and I want you to keep getting better every single time that you upload content. And here's how you can actually get better. And again, you can use ChatGPT to do this. So I'm going to come over to ChatGPT. I'm going to say, I'm going to give you the transcript of my YouTube video and a screenshot of the audience retention graph, and I want you to go through and tell me what areas I should reassess or cut out based on me losing retention. So we prompted it with that. Now what we need to do, we need to come in here, come to your analytics. I want you to scroll down here. You're going to take this audience retention graph screenshot right here. We're going to click on this video.
I'm tired of investing so
We're going to turn off this vidIQ ad, come down here, show transcript, and from here, again, we want to keep the timestamps on this one. You don't want to disable the timestamps, but we want to get all of this, boom, and then from here, we're going to bring this over here. We're going to throw this screenshot up here. Boom, we're going to put that screenshot there, and then we're going to put the transcript. And what this is going to do, ChatGPT is really good at this. And if you were to do this based on a human, this is actually like really, really hard to do. So what you want to do is go through now, and this is going to tell you how you can actually improve your content. In fact, it's going to tell you where there's noticeable drops and what you can get rid of. So for example, call to action. I used to have this in all my content, but I actually got rid of this because I've done this enough times that it shows me that it's not actually that good. And wherever there's a gradual decline, that's fine. But if there's a steady drop or there's a steep drop, you want to make sure that you're getting rid of all that and that you're adding more B-roll, you're adding more things into your content that actually make the content more exciting. And essentially all YouTube comes down to is just doing all three of these steps over and over again and creating better content.
And after watching this, if you feel like you still don't understand what you should be doing on YouTube, please leave a comment below. I would love to respond to any questions that you have. And if you want my personal help helping you grow quicker on YouTube, I strongly suggest you check out this video right here that explains exactly how we can work together one-on-one so that I can help you grow quicker on YouTube, get monetized on YouTube, and ultimately get the YouTube subscribers that you want to be able to hit your goals.